Perfect. Cool. So, first of all, I'd like to thank you all for being here today and taking this time out of your day to listen to me. You didn't have to do that, so I'm grateful for that. Um, Today, I wanted to inform or give you the information that you're gonna need or that you can use uh, to make a decision on whether or not you would be, or whether or not it would be a good idea for you to get solar panels or to start using solar energy as a replacement for your, or not even just a replacement, but even just a way to minimize the effects of your what's it called, the fossil fuels that people are burning to create energy right now. And as I learned, because I didn't know a whole lot about this before I did this research, there are multiple different types of fossil fuels out there. One of the main ones being oil, of course, and then one I didn't even know about, which is called natural gas, and then another one which is coal, which was used a lot more before, still now, but not as much. And there are a lot of different renewable or sustainable energy resources that are available, such as hydropower is a really good one. Wind power is also very popular. Geothermal, not as much, but it's pretty good. Nuclear is a little iffy. It's not really renewable or sustainable. It's kind of dangerous, but it's not exactly a fossil fuel either. It's weird. But today, what I wanted to talk about is solar power, and that's our focus. And the first thing I wanted to explain, because I didn't know how solar power even worked in the first place, is just like the basics. Just how does the panel take sunlight and turn it into electricity? So, to in a very simple terms, not simple, but summarized way to say it, basically, is it uses silicone. And the silicone cells, when they interact with sunlight, the electrons start moving around. They start spinning, and they move around the nucleus, and that creates energy. And the solar panels have nodes in them that conduct that electricity or energy and turn it into a direct current. And then that direct current is put into the converter, and the converter turns it into alternating current, and that alternating current can be used to power all the different appliances in your household. Um, so now that we know how it works, we gotta look at why it's a good thing and why it's not such a good thing. Basically, pros and cons. A lot of people know what the benefits are. It's sustainable, it's good for the environment. You hear all that kind of stuff. It'll save you money eventually, but that's the thing. That's one of the cons. It's a very big investment to convert from fossil fuels to solar energy, especially if you wanted to do a complete 180 and just not even use fossil fuels. That's very difficult, and most people rather just subsidize and use solar energy as much as they can, and whatever else they need, or their other energy needs, can be met by like when it's dark and stuff, can be met by the grid or fossil fuels. And another interesting thing, or another pro, is that they what's it called? They have been getting cheaper, even though they are expensive. In the past decade, they got, I think, like 70% cheaper, which is amazing. With technology and improvements in that field, and all these people looking into that, it's going to be amazing to see that price decrease because it's so plentiful with the resources. It's the sun. It's not going anywhere for billions of years. And on the other hand, you got fossil fuels, which are like, see the gas prices going up. It's kind of crazy. It's like $4, over $4 now. Resources going down. It's called supply and demand. You got your resources going down, and you got your demand going up. More people on Earth. Sorry, my leg is itchy. Yeah, the prices going up, and it's just crazy. It's insane. Yeah, you don't even know what to do. It's like you gotta just throw your arms up in there. You don't know what to do. Okay. And then another. Now you know the pros. Sustainable. Can save you money eventually. Cons. It's in a big investment right now. But another big con or downside of what many people don't even think about is that it's really hard to store this energy made by solar panels. They don't have the technology as of right now to store this energy. What some places are doing is they're allowing people to do this thing called net metering, or scratch that. Before net metering, basically all of the excess power on sunny days get fed back into the grid, so it's not going to waste. It's instead of what it goes into the house, what doesn't get used gets spun out right into the grid. And then net metering, which is what I said a minute ago, is where they give you credit for all the energy that you send out into the grid, and you can exchange that credit. Like when it's winter, or Alaska, when it's dark for months, but it's also sunny for months, so you get all that credit. And when it's dark for a super long time, your solar panels just don't work because they kind of need the sun. You use that credit, and you just get energy from the grid, and it's a great way. It's not really solving the problem, but it's a great temporary. It's not really a fix, but we call it a fix. It's a great temporary fix to the problem of not being able to store solar energy. And with all these different things to think about, it's really important to look at the data. And the data, if you look at it, you can basically, there's so many different places with this information now. It's such a big deal. It's the future of our planet. You can look up, what is it? I'll send them to you later, the sources. But all these different ways to look at the data, such as like what different countries are using what resources, and what percentage of each resource is going into different industries, such as like how what is it? Not like fossil fuels, solar energy, biomass energy is going into things like residential homes, and just like into the grid, and or into public transportation, like all this like craziness, like 94% of transportation is using fossil fuels, of course, because cars take gas, but the other 65% is the electric cars. So it's pretty crazy when you look at all of its different datas and all these different things, and you look at it, and you can see how steep these inclines are of how much energy we're using. It's like a multitude of all these different things. It's so like overpopulation, and just new technology, and all this crazy stuff. And recently, it's been getting sort of better, and people have been realizing we gotta do something. And this is something we gotta do, is we gotta make the switch, guys. It's really important. Just gotta make the switch from fossil fuels to any sort of renewable resource. But solar is a really good one. It has so many upsides. All the downsides basically are either going to be fixed in the future, or kind of just are outweighed by the fact you're going to save the planet. I know that's a big statement, but what's the other? What is it? What happens if you don't switch? You got all this freaking crazy global warming. Not what I'm talking about, but you just got to know that it's not looking so good. But we still got a good chance to make it right. It's up to us. It's up to you. Hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for taking your time. See you next time. Bye.